morning, everybody. It is the 8th of September. Can you believe it? We got a great crowd again today, as always, and we've got some videos to share. Wendell, let's start with your video, please. Why don't you tell us about it?
So, the end of July, we went to Mexico and we're in Taos, where they were having the annual Fiesta de Taos. And I decided maybe it'd be a good thing to film and take pictures and put it into a slideshow. Unfortunately, I didn't get enough good video footage to really fill out a decent sized show. So I put what I had in and then had an introduction section about the city or town of Taos. In case someone wasn't familiar with the town, they got to see something about the town. So
Okay.
that's and there's a couple of things that funny, well, mistakes.
Okay. Well, let's check it out.
The culture of Taos, New Mexico is a blend of Native American, Latino, and Anglo influences. The following examples of local structures show these influences. The Taos Pueblo, the Mabel Dodge Lujan House, San Francisco Church at Ranchos de Taos, a more familiar view of the rear of the church by Ansel Adams, a typical Taos residential entry, Nikolai Fachin House, here is a brief sampling of the fiesta activities. An antique carousel for kids.
A la 1 yo nací, a las 2 me bautizaron, a las 3 tuve una novia y a las 4 me casaron. A las 5 yo vi a mi suegra, a las 6 se me enfermó, a las 7 tiró la vuelta y mi suegro la sembró. Ay, mi amor, ay, mi amor.
Okay. What do we think of that?
I really like the method when you have something that they might not know much about. This method of putting on the screen, explaining, and then when you give them enough time for that, going back, and then you explain the thing that's about to come, which gives you kind of an introduction to it. I really like that. I think I'll probably try that in the future.
Okay. Yeah, Todd, go ahead.
I was going to say on your last couple clips on the stage, did you run that through Stabilizer in DaVinci?
No, I did not.
I would run that through Stabilizer so it's not bouncing around as much as it does.
Okay.
Makes
Use the perspective setup.
Okay. Well, one thing I might mention in DaVinci, there was one Fiesta sign that was tilted at an angle, that was a mistake. I was using the level-legging thing in DaVinci for another clip. And I had
Right there.
selected that. And I twisted it.
Sure.
Didn't know it until I looked at it on the thumb drive. So, but actually, I guess it's not that bad. It's just
Fine with me.
You know, the beauty of it is, if you didn't tell us it was a mistake, I wouldn't have thought anything.
Right.
Which is good. The other thing that I like that Wendell did is if he had a vertical, or he's got the consistent background to fill the frame, this gray, anytime he had any sort of a thing where he cropped or whatever, he's got that consistent, instead of it being that black background. Great. Love that.
So Kevin, I have a couple of questions.
Yeah.
Well, first to Wendell, the reason it's not filling the screen, did you change your aspect ratio on your pictures? Some do it, some don't.
yeah. Well, yeah. This was the original aspect ratio, and since I filled full frame, I couldn't really crop it to 6 by 7 by 9.
So my question is,
Mhm.
when I do that,
Mhm.
I put a blended picture as a background,
Right.
and this makes it stand out better. But I'm wondering if you can soften the edges on it so it's not so.
Oh, that it wouldn't be as rigid?
You can.
Well, Sherry Lee does that.
Yeah, you can
In
stop
your
the edges.
pictures. She puts a little softening. Yeah. You do that. Is that something you do in DaVinci,
Yeah.
Todd? Okay.
Oh, is that between the actual image and the side?
This would just kind of give it a soft edge.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't bother me that it's a hard edge, but I do like, instead of it just being the black screen, that he's got us something back there,
yeah.
which is nice.
One other thing I had on these is, when the singer was on the stage,
Yep.
I cropped it in, and it's because the way I wanted to crop it, I ended up with more of the background on the left than the
Right.
side. Now, I don't know if that's a problem. I know Sherry Lee had hers, most of her images she'd bring in with a little bit of the background show, and I like that. So I don't know if that's a problem, but I'm all centered on the picture.
You know, because you have everything else centered, all your other pictures are centered that are vertical. Is there, in Final Cut, it's called transform. So you can move the image around in DaVinci. Is there, I don't know what the tool would be.
Well, it's under the inspector,
Okay.
and I forget the exact name of it, but you can move it left, right, up, down.
So
It's the XY
he
axis.
could center that.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing I would suggest, Wendell, just when shooting.
Yeah.
See this shot here? Don't be afraid for 10 seconds to walk right up here to the rail and give a nice quick video shot. You don't have to stand there for an hour, but just give us a nice, I always try to give like 10 seconds, 15 seconds on a shot, so I have some stuff to play with. Come right up and give us a nice shot, and then go back and sit down. And if you want to film some more, you know, that give us the, you know, all of this is fine at some point, but I'd rather, the interesting thing is the young lady's dancing.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid.
Should have gotten closer.
Yeah, you don't have to be back in your chair and shooting.
Yeah.
Get up. If you act like you belong, people will see that, and they will not say, "What's that crazy man doing standing up there for 20 minutes?" You go up, boom, get your shot, and then you come on back and sit down.
The other thing that you could do here is in DaVinci, and we generally, which is dynamic zoom, but Ken Burns, you can take that and just zoom in on that, so you can cut out a little bit of this and focus more on the dancers.
The only bad thing if you probably shot this at 1080.
Yeah.
Well, if he's going to start zooming in, he's going to start to lose that detail.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I was worried about.
Now, the other goodie too is we have here at the club, I keep mentioning, we have Topaz AI, the video program. I would feed that in the 1080 and upscale it to 4K. And then you could crop it or zoom in a little bit or whatever and have a little bit more so you don't lose that detail. So give it a try. It doesn't work on everything, but it does a nice job on a lot of slabs.
Yeah,
Does it work with Adobe Premiere?
No, well, it's an outside program. Topaz is outside.
Oh.
So basically you would import that one clip
Oh, I see.
and say, okay, make it 4K, it outputs it, then you bring that into Premiere
Oh.
or any other iMovie or whatever you're doing.
And
And
don't
have
come
it
in-
here at the club.
And don't come in 15 minutes before the club closes because it's gonna take more time than that.
It might take some time.
Yes.
Depends on the length of the clip.
Especially tomorrow when I'm monitoring.
Okay. Music was great, Wendell. Love that.
Yeah.
It really set a nice mood. And also your graphics were nice.
Oh, I really like that.
That just gave it that nice little feel.
Yep,
Yeah, but
really fit in.
The warm background.
the text. Font.
Yeah, that was perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Did you say the name?
Do you remember what font this is?
The name of the font?
Papyrus.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
you know, I felt like I'd seen that before.
I used it on the Egypt video.
Yeah, very nice. Okay. Does anybody have anything else?
I was thinking that Wendell seems to be apologizing for not having a lot of video, but you had video on the things that mattered.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the same thing, but I would like to take in some of other singers.
Yeah.
Have a chance to get some other pictures of the dancers close up, but ended up feeding behind them instead of.
Sometimes it's fun to go around backstage when they're getting prepared.
Yeah.
You might get in trouble.
Yeah.
I'd say any of the ladies could do that. As a guy, I would not do that. I'm serious about that anymore. Unless you're grandpa to somebody, what's that guy doing back here with the young ladies?
But if you walk around and act like you know what you're doing,
Well, I would say
It is different today.
If you act like you know what you're doing and then also maybe have some gear that looks very professional. Then,
Press mats.
no, yeah, that'd be bad. But yeah, you're walking around with your iPhone, they may wonder about that. Anyway, but I'd say nice job. And you know, the other nice thing too, Wendell, you left me wanting more. It was under 3 minutes and it was really nice. So good job on that. All right. Well, thank you for that.
Wendell, you touch that up a little bit. That'll be a good one for Showtime.
Yeah, that'd be very nice.
All right.
And like Todd said, fixing that stabilization would help. And then maybe upsize the clips. And you could crop in and give us that. That would be nice.
If Wendell hasn't done stabilization, Todd, can you just tell him is that as simple as a click?
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
tell Wendell.
Yeah.
I can show it to him on my laptop.
Yeah, it's very simple. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for that. We have got a couple of little videos from Diane. Which one do you want me to show first, Diane? I'm going to show one and then I'm going to show Sherry Lee's other one and then come back to your other one.
I don't care. Doesn't matter.
You don't care? Should I go for the Rattler one first? Okay. Tell us about the Rattler.
Oh, this was kind of being at the right place at the right time, I guess. And I just looked over my patio wall. It's like 10 feet down, and there's an arroyo down there. And I saw a rattlesnake. I ran in and got my camera, and I basically just watched. I just filmed while this rattlesnake had dinner.
All right. Let's see what you got.
So this is with your icon?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. right.
But not like that, right?
Wait. Oh, go ahead, Ann.
That, I've never seen anything like it before, that where it was going around slowly.
Early?
I actually,
That was really interesting.
Oh, that.
when he was eating and coiling, I sped it up because it was very slow.
Yeah, Daryl.
The stills that you had, did you take those from the video or did you
No.
stop in between and do these stills?
Yeah,
How did you get right over the top of him?
I was looking down.
Just right over the wall.
Yeah, he was straight down the wall. I'm like, oh.
So she had the nice protection of the wall.
Yeah.
I think that's the best rattlesnake video I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Well, the thing that was neat about it to me was that the clarity of the photos and the video was great. The one thing that was funny, the first time I looked at it, I saw the ants and I was thinking, oh, he's not going to go for the ants. Is he?
Not the same thing.
Yeah.
I thought he was sleeping because when I saw him,
Oh,
his
yeah.
neck was in the
In the hole.
under the rock.
Yeah,
Then I realized, oh, there's something in there.
he's
He's going back and forth. He's trying to get at it.
I had to resist myself to not clap when I saw what he had caught. I just really wanted to clap. That's exciting. Yeah. That was great.
It's the circle of life,
Yeah.
which is great.
And for some reason, I kept hearing Shirley's voice in my head. Oh, look at the list of
So did he coil up after he ate the lizard?
Yeah.
I was in
Must be part of the digest.
How much did you have to speed that up? A bit? Like double speed, triple speed, do you think? Or
it was 10% or 25%, I can't remember.
oh, so that's not much.
Not much, but
Oh, okay.
otherwise it was way too slow.
Yeah. No, the speed I thought was
No,
perfect.
yeah.
Just
Great music.
great music too.
That's another good one for Showtime.
Yeah, that definitely is a Showtime one.
Yeah.
You might have to give the little disclaimer. If you're a little, yeah, but at least the thing that's good is there wasn't like any blood or anything. You just saw the little lizard in the mouth. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
All right.
You don't get to see
No.
any
Right.
detail about a lizard
Yeah.
because they're so fast.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, in that case, you could actually see the little, like you said, the little claws and stuff.
well, I think the other thing too, just quickly, is that normally if we would see a rattlesnake, it's like, I'm backing up. But you had the safety of the wall, and it's like you got this prime view right at your feet.
I was still cringing while it was.
Were you?
In case there was another one around or whatever.
Yeah, or
Go ahead, Sharon.
I was amused that it seemed to be irritated by the ants. That provided some great comic relief.
So did you hand hold this
Yeah.
over the wall or
Yeah.
did you have some sort of tripod?
no, I handheld it.
Well done.
Did you use stabilization to?
Yeah.
Okay, it really cleaned that up nicely.
Mhm.
If there was any shake,
Yeah.
beautiful.
Well done.
Yeah, really well done. Nice job.
Yeah.
Okay, does anybody have anything else on that? All right, thanks for that, Diane. That was great. Sherry Lee, why don't you tell us about your little video, please?
So while my friends were here, we took them local, and I'm looking for people to give us Arizona stuff. And I thought, well, gosh, we've got the Titan Museum and the Pima Mine right here. That's touristy, So this is for the travel log. One of the for our areas when we were focusing on Arizona. But one of the things that I did differently on this is I've never used in Premiere Elements. It has a thing where I can narrate
Okay.
in the software. And I've tried to play with it before, never succeeded. And this time I figured out how to use it. So I narrated right into it. I'm probably not going to do that on a regular basis, but it was really fun to incorporate something new and try it. And then the sound on the bus and the different places, one of the tour guides, I couldn't even understand him before recording him, and you still can't really understand him, but it's ambiance. And And the bus was really, really noisy, and I wasn't able to bring a balance in on that. But it's, you can still give me suggestions. That's fine.
All right.
So I have a question. So you loaded your video into your software, and then as the video was playing, you narrated?
I did. That's the first time
So you were doing it live, or did you have a script?
I actually did a text box, and I put what I wanted to say in the text box.
Okay.
So it was sort of a script, but not to the level I usually do.
Okay.
It was-
Well, let's check it out.
Friends come to visit, so let's tour our own backyard. We learned a lot at the Pima mine.
This mine here is the third largest mine in Arizona, and our Ray mine is the second largest mine in Arizona.
The Pima mine is an open pit copper mine currently about 1,500 feet deep. They actively contribute to local ecology through various initiatives aimed at environmental stewardship and habitat restoration, such as reforestation, water conservation and recycling. They monitor and manage groundwater to prevent contamination and provide for the wild horses and cattle that roam freely.
You never hear anybody say, hey, I'm sitting on top of a copper mine. It's always, I'm sitting on a gold mine, right? We use nothing but cold water, and the copper attaches to the bubbles, and it washes over the sides. And you can see that happening right here.
How about 200 million pounds of copper annually?
What's a miner's favorite video game? Minecraft. Exactly. Or if you're old like me, Dig Dug. Or Minesweeper. There you go.
The Titan Missile Museum was constructed in 1963 and deactivated in 1984. It remains as the only location in the country where visitors can view an entirely preserved missile site, allowing the opportunity to relive a time when the threat of nuclear war between the U.S. and the former Soviet Union was a reality.
Down as they hear them and fill out the entire board. Once they get it all down, they'll verify with each other to make sure they got down correctly. Now the scenario is that the Soviets have launched their missiles to the United States. The president has 10 minutes to decide if he wants to retaliate. Now we've gone through that chain of command. We'll receive our message here. Alright, you two ready? Here we go.
Three, two, one, launch.
Alright, turn, hold.
Uh-oh, Fred just pretended to blow up Target 2. The museum is intended to put the Titan II within the context of the Cold War.
Okay. What do we think of that?
Nice job.
There was one spot I really liked. You showed the missile.
Yeah.
And the next shot went up like that. And I was like, oh, it's taking off.
Yeah.
I like that.
There you go. One thing that I noticed, because when you sent this to me and I listened to it, your narration was really low compared to the ambient sounds, like the other people talking. So you might want to boost that up. You were literally minus 10 dB.
Interesting.
Your other, like when the guys were talking in the tour bus, you were around -3, which I'd love to see you raise yours up, because immediately when I first started listening to it, and the music, like this is really loud, which is fine, and I base it on your opening. If you listen, just, I mean, Well, my inclination is, okay, that's a little loud. I'm going to turn that down a little bit. So I turn it down just a little bit. Now you start talking. And then it's like, you're not loud enough.
Friends come to visit, so let's tour our backyard.
So
Just
just,
actually put it, because when I recorded it, showed it just, at 0, and and it was so soft, so I put it up to 12.
okay,
And then I had the ambient sound at -6.
okay.
So how that all registers is always a question mark to me, but I will raise it more.
Yeah, if you could just raise it up a little more,
Yeah.
just get it up so if it's the same as the ambient of the guys that are talking, then it'll be better.
Okay.
I mean, I always like, if I'm listening to something and I have to turn it up or down throughout the thing, it's annoying to me.
Yeah.
I like there to be consistency.
Yeah.
Other than that, I liked it. I did see one little hit in there. I'll have to look again. There was, when Fred was doing something, you had like a little black thing that
Yeah,
went
I
in
put it in his moving his.
right there. There's like a fade out of this.
Yeah.
It's black to that. I'm not sure what the effect is you're trying to do. You've got the still photo, so it's like you've got to fade out.
Video, isn't it?
What's that?
It's video.
Yeah, but meaning that the whole screen is fading to black. There's just that little, if I look at this, everything is going to black.
As opposed to just the onset.
You should keep this picture of the guy, which is nice.
Yeah.
This should stay up, this can fade, and then this other shot can come up. There's that little quick hit as you wanted.
Yeah, I'll look for that because it's only supposed to be the picture that fades out, not the back.
The video, not the background.
Yeah, the video is the only
Yeah.
thing that's supposed to
One thing
fade.
to know about.
See, here's the hit.
Back.
Basically got done correctly. Now it's there.
Interesting.
I always notice those little flashes. So that's just a quick goodie.
Yes, you do.
Yes, I do. Probably to everyone's annoyance that I notice those things. So anyway,
Thank you.
but I love the idea, and the doing the mine was great, and then doing the thing. I think this is nice. Todd's doing some of these same things for Showtime, and I think it's great that we're getting some videos. We're promoting the area,
Mhm.
Yeah.
so it's nice. Day trips for people, especially with the snowbirds coming back.
Actually, the field trip committee's actually thinking about one to the Titan Museum.
Oh, good, nice.
And some of those ones, I don't know if we can use any of like the videos you did in Tumacacori.
Oh, sure.
Because I know you were doing those. For
Yeah,
whatever it was.
it was to promote the businesses.
Yeah, because those were pretty cool.
Okay, I'll send you those.
A couple of those.
All right.
Include.
You bet. No, I think, sometimes we fall into rut of places that we go and, there's nothing to do here, Well, there's a lot of stuff like Todd's one that he just did on Clifton. And I've been through Clifton, but never even thought about stopping. And it's like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool.
So my prelude this year for Showtime is called Arizona Gems.
Yep.
And I've gone to 6 different mining towns, former mining towns for the most part.
Yeah.
And the history of them and what they're like today.
I think it's going to be a nice little.
And all the
is this-
scratches and scrapes on my legs and arms are from my last trip.
Oh, boy. You're going to have a battle scar story. All right.
Kevin, would you go to the title page?
Yeah. Oh, right there.
I'm sorry, credit page.
Credit page. Hang on, right there. A little hard to read.
No.
Maybe a little drop shadow.
There looks like there is a little drop shadow, but it's maybe not enough.
Well, okay. I think I was looking, knowing that you didn't take all of the pictures of the missile, I was trying to figure out
I took all.
Oh,
the
she took
pictures.
all those pictures.
Those are all my pictures.
of the missile.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can see it on the tour. Yeah. You're excited now.
Well, I've been there, and I guess I just didn't find the right angles. They were pretty nice.
There, well, the top down one.
Yeah,
is the
that's
eighth.
down.
And then those,
This is from the windows.
yeah.
When we were
Well-
down on that, main level,
Well,
I took those through the windows. That's why you got some
A
reflection.
little reflection of the little girl on the right.
Yeah.
well, hats off, because those are,
Oh, good.
the one in particular was good.
Cool.
What's the other one? Where's that other one?
Well, the end was the one from the top
No,
down.
that one.
Outside view, yeah.
I don't think they always have the top open.
Maybe that's it.
It's an agreement between US and Russia since the Cold War. And they have to both of the countries have it at half open and
Right.
stay at half open. And we have drones flying over, they have drones flying over to make sure that we're,
In compliance.
That would be interesting to put that bit in there to.
yeah, I'm not gonna, but thank you.
Here's my other question for you.
Yes.
It's so interesting.
Why do you have type on 3 lines? Is there a reason for that?
Well, I was being creative.
The only issue I have with that is, I mean, I look at it as, I would rather see it be on 2 lines because I'm trying to read the type.
Yeah,
You got the movement of the conveyor going and it's like, okay, this isn't easy for me to read.
yeah.
If you put that on 2 lines, just bring that up to stewardship.
And do I even need it? Because I spoke all of that
Yeah.
as
Let's listen to that section. I personally don't know if you need it.
The Pima mine is an open pit copper mine currently about 1,500 feet deep. They actively contribute to local ecology through various initiatives.
Yeah, so I don't even need it.
Right there.
I think I'd pull it out.
And hearing it at the same time. would
I
be
think this,
thing.
this clip here, I might try to run through Topaz to see if it will clean it up a
Clean it
little.
up. It might. It's just or to me,
Or just stop it sooner.
well, it's just,
need to grow it. I probably,
well, he's just thinking that maybe if you were able to clean it up,
yeah.
it's a little pixelated and stuff. Oh, you went way in, crop way in.
Yeah,
Well,
and I don't need to crop it in there, much, especially if I get rid of the words.
well, that's a nice shot right there.
Yeah.
So, okay. Does anybody else have anything on that? All right, nice job though. I think just fix that narration, your narration, boost it up a little bit, and then I think you're good to go. All right, well, thank you for that. Diane, you've got another one. Apparently this one is not as gory as the first one. Tell us about this one, please.
These are just some insects that are on my flowers in my backyard. Ooh.
Okay, well, let's see what you got here. Okay. All right, what do we think of that?
Great photography.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Very good.
Do you love the colors?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Selective focus? How the insects were sharp as tacks and the background just blows out. I was really impressed by your hand holding this, aren't you? Again, the stabilization is great because I would be a hell of a lot jerkier on some of that video. I mean, that's to me is just that's great. Because you're at that what lens would you be using?
105.
The 105, and that's a macro lens. Tell you what, it's damn impressive that it's not on a tripod.
No.
It's especially to be that macro. And the thing that's amazing, and I always say this with any macro photography, it's either in focus or it's not in focus. There's no depth of field. You could shoot it at f/22 and you might have a 1/4 inch when you're that macro.
I like the video better than the music.
Oh,
The music, I don't know. I'm not into music, but it seemed like there were
strings.
It seemed like it was almost like there were two pieces of music being played.
Oh.
It was like something was sawing against the music.
Okay.
I don't know.
So you didn't like the music? Is that what you're saying?
I really liked the video.
What would the music sound like if it was more fitting for you?
I failed music. I got an unsatisfactory. So I am not a critic of music. But I just, honest to God, I thought that there were like two soundtracks, two sounds going, trying to play at the same time.
Yeah. You know, well,
There was that boop, 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 and then there was the melody.
well, there's kind of,
There was two things going on.
I think
Well, thank you, Ann.
if you think about it, just in terms of sometimes you've got these slow shots in terms of it's on screen, there's a nice dissolve, it's slow, and maybe the music just had a little bit too much beat. If the music didn't bother me,
I liked it.
I thought it was fun. I mean, as we always talk about, music is so subjective, and
But honest to God,
I think if we've got 15 of us here and we only have Joe who doesn't like the music, then I'd say you're okay.
you just go back to this, like what you said. I mean, this is just great stuff.
Well, just the color is just intense.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
And I
Absolutely.
love the captions too.
Yeah.
Very helpful and attractive on the.
Yeah.
It was nice just, letting us know what some of these were, because I'd have no idea, or the plants. Well, especially that. And then the other thing too, this, normally the noise would bother me, but the noise was fine here shooting at
I
night.
thought about not including that, but
No,
it was interesting to me.
well, and again, I think it's just stuff that we would see that the regular viewers might
What do you mean about the noise there?
see the pixelation and see how it's got these colors.
Great.
You got this dotty square pixelation. See how this is? It's not smooth like we saw. If you go back to the shots of look at how smooth the transitions are there.
So we used to call grain, right?
Well, you used to call grain in the days of film, and I still do. But you've got that noise in the background. You see how it's moving around? See how that little jittery, Joe? That's all I'm talking about. Normally that might bother me. That doesn't bother me knowing that she also says this is at night.
Right.
And so it's like, okay, how dark was it? Was it to your eye? Was it hard to see?
Dark, yeah.
Well,
Hard to
that's
focus. That's the problem.
well, yeah, everything. So yeah, the little bit of noise doesn't bother me at all. See that right in the center there, Joe? Kind of that purplish. That's when you start to get into noise. It just doesn't have that nice smoothness that you would have before. And there's nothing you can do about it.
I wondered.
Yeah.
Did you try color noise reduction at all?
She's got iMovie.
Oh,
I mean, you could try to, again, you could try to feed that into Topaz AI and see if it clean up some of the noise. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
You just have to try a clip and see.
yeah.
But again, this is us looking at things critically. 99.9% of viewers, we show that at showtime.
Nobody else sees it.
Somebody's gonna go, hey, there's a lot of noise in that night shot. No, they're not gonna do that. They're gonna go, damn, that's really cool. Is there anything else anybody has on that? Nice job. Two really nice videos,
Yeah,
Diane.
great
I really
videos.
like that. And you send those to Todd.
Yes, please.
He will use those for showtime. Okay, we got one more to show, and this is one of mine. I banged this baby out yesterday. I was up at in Utah and Colorado the last couple of weeks, and this is a little video from Canyonlands National Park in Utah. All right, there you go. What do you think of that?
I love the time lapse with the clouds.
Yes.
That is
So bad.
That must have taken a while,
Not that long.
didn't it?
Maybe 15 minutes.
Yeah, that wasn't bad.
And that's the iPhone. Just, I've got a little baby tripod that fits in a backpack. It's only that big. And I got a clamp that I clamp the iPhone to. And then just put it on a rock and said, here you go.
Are there trails to walk there? I don't remember.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of trails. Oh, yeah, there's like the shortest one, 2.5 miles. They've got trails that are 10, 12 miles and more.
The newspaper,
Yeah.
you can walk to there, or do you have to have a?
Oh yeah, you're right. If there's a parking lot right there, you only have to walk 100 feet. It's boom right there. So it's kind of nice. That's on the way as you're driving in. You're probably from the road, you're coming in 10, 15 miles. And then it's another 15 miles to get into the park, I'd say. So it's right there.
Or those petroglyphs were just amazing.
Oh, that makes it.
It's fun to see it. And it's so big of an area to think that they did this. And
You could have had that way longer. I mean,
well, I could. I mean, it's just, to me, it's just, it's crazy what they've done and seeing petroglyphs in other areas and how they, different cultures have done stuff, petroglyphs and parts of the U.S. Over in New Mexico, there's one north of Alamogordo. There's a petroglyph state park, and they've got these all over the place. So anyway, yeah, it's kind of fun.
They give any information about how long ago these were done?
There is a signage that's there. So I couldn't tell you offhand. I probably shot a picture of the sign, but I don't remember. So anyway, yeah, it's just, and the other thing, and I always tell people this, is your phones do a great job.
Not only that, it shows that you don't have to have the latest phone.
Exactly. Yeah, here's the iPhone 13.
Yeah.
I'm shooting RAW for my still photos so I can massage them. And then I'm shooting 4K on the video so I can allow that if I want to zoom in a little bit or whatever. The time lapse is done in 1080, and I ran it through Topaz to increase it to 4K so I could add a little movement. But if you look at, in 4K, that looks great. I don't see any, except for that hit that just happened. I don't know what that was all about. But you look at the detail, and the detail's there. So yeah, that's all Topaz, taking that time lapse, upsizing it, and then I've added just a little slight zoom to it. I'm actually pulling back. The beginning of the shot is a little tighter. And then as I start to pull back, you start to see more of the ground. So that's where Topaz can do a nice job on something like that. So
when you said pull back, you were just doing that in post.
Yeah, I do that in post. Yep. Just let the thing that's great is about the phone. It's Ken Burns in Final Cut and iMovie. Like I said, and the other thing that helps too is the clouds are moving fast.
Yeah.
Somewhat relatively fast. So it's not like you have to sit there for 4 hours and do a time lapse. So, which is nice.
As nice as this is, I'm just curious, if you were doing it again, would you do it exactly how you did it?
Oh, the time lapse?
Yeah. It just seems like you maximized the situation. A still shot would not have worked like this.
Yeah.
It's just, wow.
Well, and I think part of that is, like if we go out like this morning, there's not a cloud in the sky. Time lapse isn't going to do anything for us, with the clouds. And the other thing and I try to do this with time lapse, is I try to not have something like if there's a tree or something and it's blowing, it's shaking in the time lapse and it looks weird. So if you can have buildings, things that are static, or in this case, a big wide panoramic shot, or the first shot, same way, just not have something like that in the shot. That helps, I think, make the time lapse look a little smoother. So anyway.
Do you have certain settings on your phone?
For time lapse?
Or just for shooting?
Oh yeah.
Pictures don't come out like that on my phone.
Are you shooting, do you have an iPhone?
Well,
and do you shoot RAW?
I don't know. I've never gone in there.
Well, I know that some iPhones don't shoot. I've got
12 or 12 Pro.
Yeah, the Pro Max.
If you got the 12 Pro, it does shoot RAW.
No, I don't have the Pro.
Okay.
I had the 11 and it shot RAW, not the Pro.
Okay, some of them do, some don't. We'll have to look at your phone and we can see.
My setting.
Yeah.
Well, here's the question for shooting raw. Do you want to screw around with photos in Photoshop or some photo editing program?
I don't use it.
Okay, it's out of the camera.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I love to play with an image and massage it and, with colors or with whatever it is. I always want to massage the image. I rarely will have something that I've shot directly out of the camera. I'm gonna tweak it in some way.
Yeah.
Now, some people don't like to do it and they don't want to shoot raw. It eats up your memory. A lot bigger. Like a raw file is maybe 25, 30 meg, and a JPEG is 2 meg.
I shoot in RAW with my camera.
Okay. And you just basically process it to a JPEG and then you bring it in to
I
iMovie?
shoot RAW and JPEG.
Oh, okay. So you're just using the JPEG.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you could have some fun. It's nice to have the RAWs. I personally have been shooting RAW forever, and I love RAW because of all that extra detail, and especially if you get a subject that maybe is not a perfect situation. Like if you look at your rattlesnake stuff, it was an overcast day, it's flat, but yet it's really vibrant. All the colors look really snappy, which is great. On a day when it's really sunny, the clouds might be blown out, and so I want to get in there and massage her. And in the case of this shot, this is a great example. I highlighted him, and then I backed off the color on the rest of the rock because it was fighting with him in terms of the contrast. He was kind of blending, so it just kind of give it that little extra. But having that raw, I could do that. At some point, we'll look afterwards and we can see on yours if you can shoot raw or not. It's in your settings.
Yeah, I'm in my settings. So.
Okay. Am I the only one that uses Photoshop? No. Okay. All right, good.
You can open a photo JPEG, open it in RAW.
Yes.
And it gives you a lot of.
You've got the ACR window.
Yeah.
Yes, and you have options and things you can do, which definitely is a nice thing.
Yeah.
At some point, if you want, I can give a little demo on RAW or shooting or Photoshop, and then
I don't know what RAW is at all.
well, it's basically has more image, or I shouldn't say more image. There's more detail in a RAW. The JPEG is a compressed image, and so it's not giving you everything. As an example, just a quick example. Let's say you overexpose. You have your regular camera, your 35 millimeter camera, and you overexpose the image. Well, once something gets beyond 100%, meaning there's no detail at 101%. So if like the clouds burn out, if you burn out the clouds and you're over 100%, there's no pulling that back. All you're going to do is get mud, so to speak, because there's nothing there. But in a RAW, there is detail in that. You could be at 105, 110%, and you could pull that detail in with a RAW. It gets really, it's how deep do you want to get in all of this? The camera, the phones, out of the box, if I used all the, these images are really not me doing much to them. Photoshop. So the phone itself is doing a great job. So,
Did you ever develop your own black and white images?
And
Yeah, no, I did actually.
Okay, well, if you're Ansel Adams, he had 10 zones. Okay. That's what JPEG is 10 zones. When you shoot RAW, you're going to about 15, maybe?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
You get a
on your
whole lot
iPhone,
more detail in your shadows and your highlights.
Yeah.
And the information is there. You won't see it in your image. Your iPhone and your HDI automatically compresses that and makes it just does it instantly. But if you're shooting RAW, you get all of those zones, and then you have the ability to tweak whatever you want out of it.
are you talking about just photo or photo and video?
It would be just photo. We're going to get into this with Todd, shooting what's called ProRes. which is a higher form, but it eats a ton of memory on the phone. And he's just done something in ProRes. We'll talk about that at some point, but it's basically for photo. But again, how much do you want to? I geek out on all this stuff, and I love to go shoot these photos, and then I am so happy. I come back, I'm on the computer, and I call it working up the images. And I just start going through and, oh, that's a great shot. Okay, boom. I open it up in Photoshop and I start massaging it, doing all I want to do. Boom. Then I go to the next image and then the next, and I go through and I'm in hog heaven. This is great. Well, some people don't want to go through all that. They're just like, okay, just give me my JPEG and I'm going to put something together and, whatever.
As long as you save the file in JPEG.
Yeah.
That way you can show it, everywhere. Because you'll start in RAW and then it'll save in Photoshop RAW. And you can save it in JPEG. So if you ever want to, if there's ever an improvement in the process, you can put your RAW picture back in and rework it. It's still in your files. I save my RAW on an SSD card, and they take a lot of space. So it's off my computer once I'm done with it.
The one thing I'll say, which is nice, when digital first came out and I'd gone on a trip somewhere and I sized some pictures just to send them to somebody, downsized them.
Yeah.
Well, they were JPEGs. And once I saved it, I'm screwed. I can't go, there was no original to go back to. You never are adjusting the RAW. Okay? The RAW always stays the same. There's a little file that's created when you make whatever adjustments. And the thing that's nice about that is you're never going to destroy that raw image by save it and then go, oh, I only want it to be 8 inches and for 72 DPI so I can email it because it's going to be a small picture. Well, if it was a JPEG and you did that and you didn't have that original somewhere, you're screwed. It's only going to be that big.
Did Danny, did you say to save it in JPEG? Did you mean to save it as long as were you telling Ann, as long as you save it in JPEG?
Once you process it,
rather than saving
save as
in RAW? I'm not sure.
You can't save a RAW. You're not doing anything to that raw image. You're not saving that. Like, let's say that I made adjustments to this picture. It's a raw image. I'm not saving the raw. All I'm doing is whatever manipulations I've done to the photo, it's saving a little like 4K, 4 kilobyte file that's got all that information of he changed the exposure, I changed this, I changed that. And so at that point, just as a quick, again, I don't want to get in the weeds, but if I open up a raw image in Photoshop and I get that Adobe Camera Raw window shows up where I make all my adjustments, and then now I say, okay, open, now it goes to Photoshop. Now I can do more stuff to it, or I can save it then as a JPEG, or a TIFF, or a PNG, or whatever I want to
So
save.
that we click on Save As?
Save as, or just save. If you just say save on a RAW, the window's gonna pop up and say, okay, dummy, what do you want to save this as?
Yeah.
You want it to be a JPEG or whatever.
But in Lightroom, you do save the original.
Okay, is that
Lightroom.
Okay.
But that's the way, and then what you can do is save virtual copies
Okay,
as you go, but the original is still
Okay.
there.
all right.
if you go to Linda's class in Photoshop Elements, you'll see, he'll explain all that.
I'll show you, Joe.
Kevin, do you ever call Apple support for anything anymore? I think
No.
I asked you this once.
Oh,
The other day, I just was going to share this with the class. I hesitate to share it because it's not good news.
uh-oh.
So I had a problem, an issue trying to do things in what Apple, with iMovie calls, you have your video track, you have your audio track down below, and up above is what they call the title track, or also known as overlay track.
Okay,
So I was trying to do things in the overlay track like I did in the video track.
okay.
And it took me a long time to search, and it finally was chat that told me the answer, that things which are allowing you to work in the video track don't necessarily work in the The
Final
overlay track.
or the overlay track, yeah.
So, during this process, I almost thought about calling you, Kevin, and I thought, well, so I ended up really spending way too much time researching. So when I finally got a hold of Apple support, which I've just had all kinds of good luck with. Not that I use them that much, but when I do, they are going to give me the answer.
Oh, sure.
And they may do the screen sharing where they're seeing what the hell I got myself into. So the gal that I'm talking to, she was not familiar with in iMovie. Now, hey, she doesn't. Let me just finish real quick. She started talking. She didn't understand when I said the video track and the overlay track or the title track. She didn't. She said, "I don't know what you mean."
Right.
Oh God. So I said, "Well, is there a way you can transfer me? Because I've done this before.
Right.
Can you transfer me to somebody who is familiar with iMovie?
Sure.
This is entry level stuff.
Right.
That she's not familiar with. This is scary." Guess what? She said, "We no longer have specialists."
Oh, and
she said that
I'm talking to an AI.
It was so disappointing. I mean, she was so sweet. She was so kind, trying to help me.
Right.
It was probably 30 minutes. And when we got done, I knew nothing more.
Right.
She could not transfer me, unlike in the past.
Yeah. Well, if you
does not speak well for Apple.
Yes and no.
But I don't know if she is. I don't know how accurate her information is.
Well, here's the thing. If you look at YouTube, I know that people don't. We really have a few people on iMovie. There's people out there that are giving these tutorials for any of these programs, DaVinci or iMovie, and they know that program inside and out. You might call product support, and the person just is not familiar with iMovie, doesn't use it, doesn't know all the tricks and trade, to it. You're almost better having somebody that is a YouTube person trying to find an answer that way.
Did you try on YouTube?
Oh, believe me. Believe me. I've paid subscriptions and they don't list the answer to my question.
You show me and we'll see if we can figure it out. I'm going to wrap this up because we're recording. Thank you, everybody, for coming out today. We meet again next week on the 15th, I believe. If I am not on jury duty, I will be here hosting. If I am on jury duty, Todd will be hosting. All right, goodbye, everybody.